who you know when you put him on the field what you're going to get. You can't question when you put somebody in the field and you're questioning today he may bring it, he may not. Aronson brings it every day.
I think Berhalter and Roldan do the same thing.
I agree. But when you're talking about longevity and what we've seen this kid do.
Welcome back into Call It What You Want. I'm Jimmy Conrad alongside Charlie Davies and Marcelo Balboa and Cello. So here's a fun. I want to share a story. You and I have discussed this before, but when the World Cup roster was being predicted back in 2006, I remember on ESPN or some outlet there was 30 journalists picked their roster.
Yeah,
and only one journalist out of 30 picked me to make the World Cup roster in 2006, and it was you, my friend. And I absolutely loved you for that. Unbelievable scenes. And when I asked you about it, the roster got named, and then I believe you were in Kansas City afterwards, and I said, "Hey, Cello, thank you so much for identifying me as one of a player that Bruce will trust for the World Cup. Why did you pick me?" And you're like, "Well, I could see your value within the team. That you wouldn't be, if you weren't starting, you weren't going to be an issue. You're a good teammate. You got good energy, and they could trust you in any situation." And I was like, hot damn, Marcelo Balboa, I appreciate you. So I wanted to give you your flowers once again and to thank you for that. It's very, very nice.
Talent sees talent.
And we're from the same area, right? Same area of the world. So that helps as well. So now using that as our segue into this prediction, because you correctly predicted me back in 2006, the 1 of 30. Can you do it again? Who are your roster locks right now? We'll start with the goalkeeper position. Who are you going with? And I'm very curious. Explain yourself.
You know what? I have Freeze because I think that what he's done with NYC and what he's done with the national team, it's just solid. You know what I mean? He's just, I think, a guy that you can rely on. His feet, we can talk about those. You can work on those. But he's just playing really well right now. And I got Matt Turner, and I'll tell you why. You've already had a goalkeeper who's already played in the World Cup. You're playing at home. You're going to have nerves. And you need a guy who's steady, who's been there, and who can also guide the younger goalkeeper if Freeze starts. But I feel like these two right now are the most solid keepers we have in this particular moment. I think it helps, too, that Matt returned to MLS and is playing consistently. I think that's going to be huge. So those are my two right now. I know there's a third spot or a fourth, but I think those two are my two spots for goalkeeping right now. Okay.
We're going to pretend you're not here right now. Chuck, what do you think about these selections? Also, who should we bring in for the third? Because you go with someone that Tony Meola was the third in 2002 behind Friedel and Keller. You've had Nick Raimondo, who's wasn't going to play, but obviously there for the vibes. Tim Howard was the third goalkeeper. Or I guess Marcus Hanneman was the third goalkeeper in 2006. Do you go with somebody younger to give them experience, or do you go with somebody that's just going to be really good for the team, Chuck? So
yeah, I think there's only one lock here, and I think that's Matt Freese. I as much as I see the value in Matt Turner because he is a good teammate, he's someone that won't distract. He will add value in terms of being somebody who's a good person. He's well liked, but I don't think he's a lock given he didn't get called into this camp, right? And he flew to London to train with Crystal Palace, to be ready. And you're having those type of conversations, like whether it's talking with Mauricio's assistants and saying, "Hey, I'm going to stay sharp so that I'm ready for this November camp. So I'm going to Crystal Palace, I'm training. So I'm not just laying around, just let you know. Okay." And then you're waiting and that email doesn't come.
All right.
So for me, he is not a lock, but I could see him there. And I think he will add value. I think he should be there especially if he's playing well with the Revs, but I don't think he's a lock.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Cello, back to you. You can go through each line and then we'll go back into the open spots. But let's go with the back line. I'm curious about your back line.
Are we going to pop them up or am I going through them?
Yeah, we'll pop them up.
Here you go. I think these guys are locks. I think the best defender we have is Richards, by far none. And I think Tim Ream, leadership. It scares me a little bit about his speed in the back. We saw it a few times against Paraguay. Anthony Robinson and Dez, do we really need to go any further? If they're healthy, they're starters, they're experienced players. They're some of the best players we have in that back line. So for me, these are my four locks because of, like I said, you can't find three better defenders and you need a leader back there. And I think Tim Ream's that vocal leader, that experienced leader.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're with you on these 4. Let's get into midfielders.
We're good?
Yeah, we're good. Keep it moving.
Yes. All right. I feel Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, I think they're given. We know what they can do, what they've done. I think Malik Tillman, of what he done in Gold Cup and what he's been doing, if he can get healthy, 100%, he's a lock for me. I think this one will surprise people. Tesman, I love that kid, man. I think he is solid. He's big, strong. You need a guy that can win the ball in the midfield. If Adams goes down or somebody goes down, you can play that guy in that role. Aronson, we know what he brings. He brings energy. He brings speed on the outsides. And then I have Gio Reyna. And I'll tell you why. Because when you have a player that talented, Pochettino's not going to take a guy who is going to have an attitude, who's not – you have to buy into the team philosophy. And so far, it looks like he's bought in. And then, listen, the story of the year is Diego Luna. The kid is feisty. He'll run. He'll play. He'll scratch. He's good for the group. And I feel like when you look at this group right now, this is my locks for that midfield.
I thought maybe Roldan would be on this list, but
not yet. Not yet.
No. Okay. No. All right, let's move into attacking players, forwards.
Any questions, fellas? Pull us.
No questions there.
Any questions?
No,
we all
no
know.
questions for me.
We're holding to the end.
Let's be honest. Pulisic's our best player. We know what he can do. We know what he will do when the World Cup starts. So I'm not worried. Same with Temuera. He's so dangerous with his pace and getting in behind back lines. You can play him as a wing back. You can play him as a 7 or an 11. And then you need a goal scorer. You know what I mean? And when you talk about goal scorers, I think that when you look at styles of play and how they match up, I think you were surprised. I had Haji Wright this close. I think that kid could be that game changer a little bit in the World Cup. But I put Bulligan as my third and lock.
Okay. All right. Chuck, go ahead. I know you got questions. Here we get a whole now we can see all of his roster locks in one spot. So you got
come on, Charlie.
Richards, Ream, Dest, Robinson in the back line, McKennie, Adams, Tillman, Tessman, Luna, Reyna as the midfielders, Pulisic, Weah, Balogun, and Brendan Aronson also kind of in that midfield forward tweener spot. Chuck, what are you saying? Let's set aside Marcelo's illustrious career and pretend he's not here.
Bring it on. It's okay, Charlie. Bring it on. I love debates.
I honestly think Arsene and Freeman are as close to locks as possible.
But being close as a lock and being a lock is different.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I would say after this Uruguay game that Freeman is a lock. Is a lock. Now this is the thing where I'm struggling to see Brandon Aronson as a lock at this stage. So we have 16 players here, right?
Yep.
So there's 10 available spots.
Give me 10 better players than Aronson in those positions. Give me 3. There you go. He's multiple. He can play in the midfield for you. He can play out wide, right or left. And know when he comes in the game, there's no such thing as an Energizer bunny like him. He goes and fights and scratches. And
I would say Zendejas would be in the mix.
Zendejas is a different player, but I like Zendejas too.
Yeah, but I mean, if play in same areas of the field.
Yeah. So this is my thing, because Brandon Aronson's not a starter in the team. He's a player that you can use in a variety of different positions. You know what you're going to get from him. Yeah. But he's in the group of players who are going to be kind of like the tape and the glue and guys that come off the bench and add value.
You told me to give you locks, not starters.
I know, but this is my thing. As a lock player, right? He's not a starter, but do you think he's ahead of Berhalter as a lock?
But Berhalter plays as a 6. Aronson's not going to play there. Listen, you've got to find people, that are good. You've got to find people who when you put them on the field, what you're going to get. You can't question. When you put somebody in the field and you're questioning, today he may bring it, he may not. Aronson brings it every day.
I think Berhalter and Roldan do the same thing.
I agree. But when you're talking about longevity and what we've seen this kid do, he's proven it day in and day out. When you put him in the game, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, he's going to run. He's going to fight. He's going to scratch. He's going to commit fouls. He's going to break up the play. sometimes you got to look at your 11 starters, and then you got to look at, 13, 14, 15, 16 are going to play in the game. And then you got to find guys who buy into the I'm okay being on the bench. I'm here to help this team. And when you put me in, I'm going to give you everything you got. Roldan is one of those players. When you put him in, you put him in over Berhalter.
Luna's another player like that.
Luna's exactly. So when I look at a lock, I look at a guy who brings the right mentality every day and is good for the group. Because listen, we know how important a group is in a World Cup. You live together, you fight together, you breathe together, you eat together, and it's got to be a good group. And I think Aronson's a good group player.
I agree. I just don't know if he's a lock. You know what I'm saying? Like that's right now.
Yeah.
If he's not playing at Leeds, let's say he's just he comes off the bench and he's not a starter anymore. And that means he's still going in your eyes. He's a lock. From here on out, he's going no matter what happens in a club situation. I know Brennan so well. He's a great kid.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's a lock. But if he is in your eyes, he's a lock, I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with that too. I honestly don't think it's that much of a stretch to say that Arfson and Freeman are going to be locks. So I agree with you, Chuck, especially after the Uruguay game. Freeman, because he can play multiple positions, you can put him as a wing back, clearly being trusted as one of the 3 center backs when we play that formation.
100%.
So let's tap into your center back experience then.
Yeah.
You had Richards and Ream, Cello, but who else goes with? I mean, you gave Mark McKenzie the captain's armband. I thought that was something of a note.
I agree.
Okay. He's been trusting Miles Robinson as well. So I have McKenzie and Miles Robinson as kind of my next 2 defenders.
Yeah.
Cameron Carter-Vickers probably won't get back in time if he's being considered due to that Achilles injury. Austin Trusty got to run out and was solid, right? Did his job and connected a lot of passes. Nothing to which is essentially what you want out of a center back, right?
Yeah.
So who are you thinking are going to be kind of the next, or who would you like to see ultimately? Let's leave the locks part out.
I'd love to see Trusty. I would love to see Trusty because it's you can just see that the way he thinks, the way he moves and everything. But I think McKenzie for me will be the next. I almost had him as a lock, but I think I have to see him play one more time. You know what I mean? I want to see him play in a big game, just like Arfston, just like Freeman. I want to see them play against Belgium. I want to see him play against these bigger teams. I think that's when you can really see what they're really made of, and not always playing at home. Playing away makes a different, it's a different game when you're playing away from home. The other team's attacking you more. So for me, I would think I like Cameron Carter-Vicker, but he just every time he gets to the national team, I feel like it's almost like a little bit of a letdown. It's not what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I think.
How about Miles Robinson? What about Miles?
I like Miles. I like Miles. He's got a fight and he's scratch. And but where do I put him compared to McKenzie? I think McKenzie's above him. So I think if I add a 5th, it would be McKenzie. Then it would be between Trusty and Miles.
All right. Chuck, what are you saying on the back line? You say Freeman. You think Freeman could potentially start as a back, like in the 3?
I don't think that ideally that's his best position, but I think if you're talking about late game, you need somebody to come in and play that, then he could be that player. But he's not a center back. He's one of those guys that he's got great pace, great size. Get him out wide, let him run up and down. That's his strength. So I think Mark McKenzie, given the captain armband too.
That's a big tip off, right?
He's well respected.
Yeah,
he's got something about him in terms of his maturity, the way that he conducts himself. I think he is a natural leader as well. So that's the kind of guy that whether he's on the pitch, he's not on the pitch, he's doing everything for the team. He only adds value.
Yeah,
he to me is as close as a lock as you can get without getting the lock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Cello, there.
I put him with Arfston. I put him with Freeman. I put him with McKenzie. I think those 3 right there are that half of us will think he's a lock. Half of us will think he's right on the edge. So, and
then the thing that separates Trusty from everyone else is he's left-footed, naturally left-footed. So if we're trying to really dial into options and what happens if Tim Ream goes and what if you
But
need
here's
a
my
left.
question: if you play 3 in the back, who are the 3? Where do you put Ream, on the outside, or do you put him in the middle?
Well,
I actually don't.
I always thought you'd put him in the middle and you kind of surround him with 2 athletic players who can make up for the lack of pace that
You
he
can
has.
still do that though at the left back. At the left
Yes,
center back, you can still do
no,
it.
that's what Pochettino has done. He's used Ream in that left center back role, which he was used at Fulham in the same way. And mind you, he was playing at Fulham. He still had the lack of pace. That's not any there's no he fell off a cliff and he's even slower now. It's the same Tim Ream that we've seen, but he also had Anthony Robinson next to him, and he had capable center backs who are also athletic on the inside of him. So I still think Chris Richards is probably going to be the center piece of the back 3, and Tim Ream's going to be on the left, natural left footer. So in terms of that, I could see Austin Trusty there. But Mark McKenzie also plays that left center back spot as well in the back 3 at Toulouse, and we know Ligue 1 is full of crazy fast strikers and wingers. So I think Trusty still has a say in this conversation as well.
Yeah.